Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Pleb Underground. I'm your host, Phil, where me and my receded hairline will be giving you the signal without the slop for Bitcoin. I hope you guys had a great weekend. We've got a lot of fun stuff to cover. Some fails, too. A lot of kind of seems like history is not repeating itself, but it's definitely rhyming. Right. And I'm seeing a lot of garbage from altcoiners. And now on top of that, we've got the TradFi bros jumping into the altcoin stuff. So, we're watching the mental gymnastics in real time. It's a lot of fun, and we're going to dive into it. So some of the stuff we are going to cover, don't worry, for the Hopium, I got a whole lot because we're dead at 87K. That's dead at 87. Anyways, look, I'm just glad that this weekend we didn't sink like a stone. That gave me some serious opium. Pi cycle top indicator. That's right. We're going to take a look at that. Give us some hope for this time it's different. We've got some more comments, I should say, from the CIO of Bitwise, Matt Hougan, and the tokenization megatrend. That's right, guys. Bitcoin's megatrend shift. Are we in the middle of it? We're going to listen to some very, very well-respected TradFi bros tell us why it's all amazing. Anyways, we're also going to take a look at the Rumble story, the Bitcoin president, huh? You feeling that yet? You feeling the Bitcoin president? Or nah, not yet. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to make fun of ADA. I mean, we're going to review what happened to Cardano this weekend when it died because somebody vibe coded. Bitmain investigation. What the hell's going on there? And of course, we are going to take a look at Samurai. Guys, you know the deal. Before we dive into all of this stuff, we are going to give a shout out to the Pleb Underground sponsor, Archimedes Emporium, and we're going to be right back with all the fun. Let's frickin' go.
Pleb Underground is sponsored by Archimedes Emporium. Discover the pinnacle of precision engineering, starting with their Bitcoin logo wall clock, meticulously machined in Maine from a solid block of aerospace-grade aluminum, ensuring unparalleled durability and performance. Experience the difference of a product made without compromise. Head on over to Archimedes Emporium.
Okay. All right. I didn't do any of my commercial stuff fast enough this time. Anyways, all right. Let's dive into it, guys. We got a whole lot that we are going to look at. That's right. The chief, what is it? The chief visionary officer or something like that for I don't even remember what they're called anymore. Matador. That's right. Anyways, the holy grail Bitcoin indicator is the Pi cycle top indicator, guys. It has perfectly nailed Bitcoin cycle tops 2013, 2017, and 21. Oh, okay. Interesting. But what it's calling next is hard to believe. While everyone is expecting BTC to peak in Q4 2025, as we've indicated, and as we've seen by so much FUD indicating that the OGs are selling, the Pi cycle top is calling for a peak in Q1 2027 with the Bitcoin price. Oh, guys, got another prediction to hang on to. Here we go. The carrot on the end of the stick, 395K. And yep, that just looks like every single other chart we've ever looked at. Okay, maybe this time it's different. 395. I don't know. Either way, that makes me feel good. That gives me hope. You know what? Why not? I'll take it. I'll take some hopium from the chief visionary officer of a penny stock that's failing. Why not? Anyways. All right. What else do we got here? What else? Okay. So here we go. Okay. This is an interesting one. Hunter Horsley posted this, right? This is the CEO of Bank of New York Mellon, the oldest bank in America, the largest custody bank in the world, 53 trillion, one of the most widely used service providers in TradFi. All right, guys, here we go. Get ready. Hard to imagine a simpler, clearer indication. Crypto is going mainstream. It's underway now. Buckle up. All right. Let's listen to what what's this guy's name? Robin Vince. Let's listen to what Robin Vince had to say about the future of tokenization.
into digital assets and sort of this trend toward tokenization and how that plays into the business model a bit?
Yeah, sure, Carl. It's a really important trend. It's one of the mega trends. We identified a series of mega trends about a year ago, and we said we want to position our business, invest in those capabilities that will allow us to benefit from those mega trends. Because while we want to drive and are driving organic growth, we also want to make sure that we're attaching ourselves to these big market cycles, and digital assets is one of them. Now, that's not just stable coins, it's also tokenization, and it really is across the ecosystem. So we've been investing around the ecosystem for using our traditional assets and then evolving our traditional business assets to be able to be on-chain as well.
You'll notice he didn't say a word about Bitcoin, right? He didn't say a word about Bitcoin. These guys, man, it is so fun. Yeah, exactly. Fucking MegaTrend to zero. Guys, I know it sounds crazy. And it's so, I remember in 2017, the noise from ICOs was so loud. You couldn't, if you didn't know any better, you would believe that all of this other stuff besides Bitcoin is real and is actually going to gain traction. But make no mistake, all of this stuff is absolute crap, okay? The actual tokens, right, that banks are planning to use between each other, it's not going to be for you as a customer. That's for them, okay? That's the whole point of all of this stuff, okay? And anything that does get issued to us, the peons, is just going to be a CBDC, right? That's all it really is. Now, of course, you call it a stable coin, call it whatever else you want, but it's a CBDC. That's really all it is. But you know what? Look, I appreciate his hopium. I appreciate that you know, he's that they're talking about tokenization and all that good stuff, right? Because essentially, it's everything is good for Bitcoin. However, we should just not make any mistakes and realize these people. It's not about Bitcoin, right? They'll say Bitcoin when they have to, right? But if they don't have to, it's the truth, right? And the truth is stable coins, crypto, and the products that they can offer their clients. Okay, that's all it is. And of course, those products are products that they create, manage, and control. That's simple. All right. Let's take a look. Don't worry, guys. We've got so much more fun stuff. All right. Let's get some here. We're gonna get some comments here from Matt Hougan here, the CIO of Bitwise, which is kind of funny because Hunter Horsley is the CEO of Bitwise. So you could see these, you know, the Bitwise crew, they're definitely putting a whole lot of effort into their marketing, which is completely unsurprising. Okay, here we go. CIO of Bitwise. It's not over.
Mostly focused on, we had this huge move up following the election of Trump, right? And the idea is maybe we retrace all the way back to those prices. When I talk to people in the field, a lot of people are looking at this particular level around 84,000 as a potential bottom. That was where we retraced to in March, what was the last pullback in crypto. Some people are going all the way back to the Trump era election and saying maybe we need to retread that ground before we base and go up. Anytime you have a big bull market move in crypto, and we did from 70 to 125K, you get a lot of new investors into the market. Some of those are diamond hands and they're here forever. Some of them get shaken out when the first volatility occurs. Yeah. We're seeing that shakeout, but again, I think we're closer to the bottom than we are to the beginning of this pullback. I think it's a great entry point for long-term investors looking out into 2026 and beyond.
Okay, so look, if you're new to Bitcoin and you just started to stack, don't listen to a 2-year timeline. I'm sorry. You're going to be severely disappointed. You're most likely going to end up selling in despair. Now, I'm not saying that you'll necessarily end up selling your Bitcoin at a loss, but I am saying that you may end up selling it in despair. Okay, so listening to these ridiculous listening to these ridiculous timelines, like, oh, you'll be happy in a 26, 2027. They don't know shit. I don't know shit either, but I can say this. The longer I've held it, the better it has done. Okay, so just don't waste your time with the 6-month and the 1-year timelines. Okay, it's just hopium. That's all it is. Yeah, I know, Frederick. This is exactly what it seems, right? Like this whole business, like what I'm seeing is, and we're going to talk about it when we make fun of Zcash, because of course there's a bunch of garbage narratives around Bitcoin OGs looking at this shitcoin. Like, that's not what's happening. Anyways, I don't want to go too far into that right now because we're going to make fun of it later. But yeah, it does seem, it really does. And I do know some Bitcoiners who claim, right? Because I don't know that they actually did, but I do know some Bitcoiners that claim to have sold already, waiting for the cycle to continue its downturn and do what it has done historically. I mean, look, I'm not out. Okay. I wouldn't, for me, like the idea of selling all of my Bitcoin because I believe in this calendar date thing that is going to happen, that's not why I'm here. That is not the point of this. So yeah, like, I mean, if this is the end of the cycle, well, guess what? The next 3 years are gonna suck real hard for me. But hey, that's just the way it is. I just don't believe it yet. Again, I didn't see the market exuberance. I haven't seen the real shaky, how can I explain this? This like overconfidence, okay, from the majority of market participants. I am not seeing this yet. And as a result, I just don't think that we're there. Now, I've been saying this already for a little while. I mean, what was it? We started our little downturn around October 10th or something. Just not feeling it. So, yep, I'm sticking with this. And hey, I may be wrong, and I might have to come back and be like, guys, frickin' cycle was intact and it's over, and now we gotta wait. But I am just not seeing it yet. Anyways, all right. Froze and then it unfroze. All right. So we already talked about this a couple of weeks ago, right? That Rumble was going to integrate Bitcoin and crypto into the wallets. I mean, look, TLDR, it's Bitcoin and stable coins. That's what they're integrating, right? Because they're part of the Tether machine, right? So what do you think they're going to put in? It's nice. It's nice to have the right friends, huh? Anyways, if you are a viewer of the show and you'd like to give us a follow on Rumble, I'd really appreciate it. That way we can accept Bitcoin for tips. But it was funny. The comments in this is like, nobody is tipping people in Bitcoin. It is no longer the Bitcoin pizza guy era. I mean, look, in fairness, I can say that is untrue. People do give Pleb Underground Bitcoin tips, and I definitely appreciate it greatly. But yeah, I mean, I give people Bitcoin tips. Give people Bitcoin donations. I pay people in Bitcoin. So to me, like, this is the whole point. I also save in Bitcoin, right? Like, this is the beauty of it. Anyways, good stuff, Rumble, though. I think they're definitely doing the right things. But as I said when we first broke this news like 2-3 weeks ago, Rumble, if you want your Bitcoin creators, if you forget it, let's just full stop. If you want creators to really start to go onto your platform, start using it, you got to fix the back end, okay? That, like, setting up live shows, the fact that you can't schedule a show more than 24 hours into the future, the fact that you can't schedule multiple live streams, like, this is some basic shit, okay? You are not going to compete with Google. With Google. You're not going to compete with Google. You are not going to compete with Twitch. You're not going to compete with any of these other platforms if you don't get that shit together. So stop LARPing about buying Bitcoin and start fixing your freaking product. Anyways, sorry. I like to bitch about Rumble because I actually have to upload to it. So I am one of those customers who feels the pain from Rumble. But hey, great that you're accepting Bitcoin and crappy stable coins for payments. Good job. Good job on that. Okay. We were all excited, right? We're so excited. Trump won the election. I mean, personally, I've told you guys 1,000 times, I don't really give a shit. Government is government. I don't care who is there. It is us and the state. I don't care the mental gymnastics that everybody does. Doesn't make a difference. Okay, it's just us and the state. So when I saw this, I really wasn't surprised, right? The SBR, you're getting a strategic Bitcoin reserve. The reality, we're gonna take stolen funds and claim we're making a reserve out of it. Right? And the rest of the stuff, all of the, hey, we're going to help people. We're going to become the crypto capital of the world, and we're going to make Bitcoin great, and we're going to make Bitcoin succeed, and blah, blah, blah. Starting in 2025 filing year, the IRS is rolling out strict new reporting requirements aimed squarely at what it calls tax cheats in the digital asset space. Oh my gosh, we are surprised. At the center of the crackdown, a new form called the 1099-DA, which crypto brokers must file, report sales gains and losses directly to the IRS. So it's great, right? So the people who think that you're going to be able to just not claim anything, what happens is that the broker claims what you did, right? So that when you don't, there's a mismatch. It's going to be fucking wild. It's going to happen to some people. Anyways, yeah, that includes centralized exchanges, some wallets, NFT marketplaces, and even DeFi platforms, depending on the rules are interpreted. And if you thought you were safe because you're just swapping tokens, think again. As peer-to-peer transactions, staking rewards, token conversions, and even NFT mints could be reportable events. But you see, if you're just a hodler and you stack, okay, this stuff doesn't really matter. But to the people who are trading and pretending that they're not, and they think that they're going to be able to sit on all that, this is par for the course, guys. This is par for the course. All that's going to happen is they are going to continue. The regulators are going to continue to close all the loops. No surprises there. No surprises there. The Bitcoin president. See, you would have expected this kind of crap last presidency, right? Or you would have at least maybe expected some type of pushback. Don't we have a crypto and AI czar? Right? David Sachs, isn't he supposed to be? Forget it. It doesn't matter. It's okay. Okay. All good. I know we don't like to pay too much attention to the shitcoins, but I can't help but making fun of them. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Salty Crayon. A lot of Lambos are going to be gone. Probably shouldn't have bought the car you couldn't afford, bought the house you couldn't afford with gains you never really had. But whatever. And again, I'm not advocating for the state. I think it's absolutely horrible. I think taxes are obviously theft. However, I do not have the monopoly on violence. The state does. Okay? So it's fantastic for us to sit there and pretend that we're all like these tough people and this and that. I don't have a monopoly on violence. Okay? it's just plain and simple. I know how to stay in my lane and I know my role. Anyways, Cardano suffered a chain partition after an abnormal transaction triggered a code bug. This is why you don't use shitcoins, guys. This is such garbage. Reporting the incident, one cheeky ex-user claimed Cardano mainnet is down and nobody has noted yet because nobody uses it. And guys, this is the honest to God truth about shitcoins. Nobody is actually using them. Nobody. Okay? Nobody's building products around it. Nothing. All it is hype marketing. That's it. The only real game in town is Bitcoin. We know this because we're Bitcoiners. And people think that we're in a cult because we're willing to accept reality. But the truth is that many Bitcoiners became, when we came to the space, we were shitcoiners and we got freaking wrecked from believing this nonsense, these lies. Okay? Charles to the rescue, right? Because of course, Cardano is run by the Cardano Foundation, but more importantly, it is run by a company, right? The IOHK. Anyways, Cardano works so fast that we forked. This is great. This is how I love reading spin. Okay, Cardano works so fast that we forked, fixed, and caught the guy all in one day. He was quite active in the fake Fred Discord. It was absolutely personal, and now he's trying to walk it back because he knows the FBI is already involved. I'm pretty sure that I came to Bitcoin to separate money from state. So when I read about shitcoins engaging with the FBI, which also reminds me of something that's happening right now in Bitcoin as well, between two client implementations. If you're gonna call in the law, I'm really sorry, but you're not here to separate money from state. You're just here for a bunch of that do what I say shit. So yeah, we are not the same. We are not the same. But yeah, par for the course. Can't expect any different, right? Cannot expect any different. This is what shitcoining is all about. We've seen this happen multiple times. There's the famous meme of Vitalik in a chat group saying, please stop trading, everyone. I think that's when the DAO hack happened. Anyways, I mean, this is par for the course. It's centralized management. These shitcoins are nothing but corporation tokens. That's it. Yeah. All right, moving on. So interesting stuff happening with the miners, right? Homeland Security thinks Chinese firms' Bitcoin mining chips could be used for espionage or to sabotage the power grid. Bitmain probed by U.S. government over national security concerns. And yeah, guys, this gets wild. Okay. The federal government launched an investigation, Operation Red Sunset, to determine whether Beijing can access these mining machines remotely and use them for cyber espionage or to sabotage the power grid. Yeah, this is where we're going, guys. This is where we're going. The findings of this teardown haven't been published yet, but the FUD is already out there, right? We haven't found anything, we can't prove anything, but we're definitely going to spread this FUD. Aside from assessing Bitmain's technical capabilities, the authorities are also potentially investigating tariff and import tax violations by the company. So essentially what it is we don't know anything, okay? But we're going to throw whatever we can at the wall to see what sticks, and then we're going to claim that that's essentially what we were chasing after. This is, anyways, this is absolutely wild stuff. Bitmain released a statement denying these accusations and saying that it strictly complies with U.S. and applicable laws and regulations and has never engaged in activities that pose risks to U.S. national security. It has no awareness of any information at all regarding any alleged federal investigation purported to be called Operation Red Sunset. So that's kind of interesting, huh? We got a little bit of a disparity there. Unsurprising, though. I mean, like, look, obviously you expect Bitmain to stand up for themselves. However, the fact that they inserted the idea that they didn't know anything about Operation Red Sunset, I find that interesting. So it's quite possible that this is all just FUD, right? This is all FUD. Now, if you ask me, this type of thing, when you see this happen, the regulators come in, right? And essentially what they're looking for is, in my opinion, they're looking to make a deal. They're looking to create or find a backdoor or make sure that they have a person at that company that, or a group of people at that company that reports back. You know, for like kind of like for the people who think that social media platforms don't hire ex-CIA or ex-FBI and stuff like that, and that they're put into a special little department, you'd be really surprised. You'd be really surprised who works for some of these social media companies. Anyways, but yeah, you know, to me, it's just par for the course, right? The U.S. is ensuring its interests. I'm not really sure how those miners would actually access the power grids, because the miners themselves are more than likely going to be on a completely separate segmented network, number one. Number two, there's a lot of best practices that go into place when it comes to government facilities and, I guess, energy, right, resource facilities. They're not even allowed to be connected to anything online. So very curious. I think this is just a red herring, right? This is just a red herring. Get the foot in the door, right? Get a government agent, get somebody in there at Bitmain as if there isn't somebody already there, you know, and just make sure that everything keeps going in the U.S.'s interests. Just my opinion. We'll see how that actually, you know, how that actually plays out. All right, guys, get ready to cringe. I apologize for this in advance. I do apologize for this in advance, but it's happening.
The fundamentals. Now, there's something else going on within the Bitcoin community that kind of non-crypto people need to know about. And that is ultimately, Van Eck has been around before Bitcoin. We will walk away from Bitcoin if we think the thesis is fundamentally broken. We don't right now. But you always have to look at the underlying technology. And the Bitcoin community has been asking itself about, is there enough encryption in Bitcoin? Because quantum computing is coming. And so
BIP 360. There's three Bitcoiners that are already working on it. I've already spoken with Hunter Beast as well. I'm going to work on getting him on the show to come on and talk about BIP 360. Sorry, I didn't mean to be the interruption guy. Here we go.
And then secondly, is there enough privacy in Bitcoin? And so
okay, so track my transactions. These guys are full of shit. Okay, what happens when your Bitcoin node is on Tor? and behind a VPN. It's so bad. It is so bad that these people don't know shit and they speak with such confidence. And unfortunately, we just have so many people that have no self-confidence and no self-reliance that they just eat this shit up. He must know what he's talking about, right?
So a lot of Bitcoin OGs or maxis have been looking at Zcash.
I don't know a single Bitcoiner. Okay, and I mean, like, you guys can tell me if I'm wrong, but I am pretty sure that I am like fucking knee deep in the Bitcoin echo chamber. Okay, I can't even see the sun. All right, I'm so far down into the cave. I've never heard a single Bitcoiner say, "I'm looking at Zcash." Not a single one. This guy should be ashamed, honestly.
And Zcash,
what's that?
Zcash is a token. It's sort of related to Bitcoin with a lot more privacy. Because the kind of garbage that we got about Bitcoin 4 years ago is it's like used to...
It's the garbage that you're giving now about Zek, right? Like, this is what it is. So...
for all bad illicit behavior. But now everyone kind of realizes when you move money around on the Bitcoin blockchain, you can see it. You can see it move from one wallet to another. And a lot of people are looking for more privacy.
That's actually, none of that is actually true. And this is really what's too bad, right? Is that none of that is actually true. Now, guys, look, it is, and I understand, right? I'm seeing a whole bunch of botted accounts, right, that are claiming, that, the cult of Bitcoin is upset and blah, 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 and all this stuff. Guys, we saw this all in 2017, 2018. Okay. So a little history lesson. Back in 2017, 2018, there was a whole bunch of privacy coins that were being marketed, right? They didn't all come out then, but they were being marketed. There was stuff like Verge and PivX and Zek, and of course Monero, right? All of this stuff was all being marketed, right? And Zek was being pushed. There was also a fork. What was this guy's name? He forked Bitcoin, BTCP. He forked Bitcoin, turned it into, he called it Bitcoin private. And there was like a massive inflation bug where he was dumping a whole bunch of tokens. What was that guy's name? Anyways, doesn't matter. But the point is, okay, we have seen this all before. This isn't new. This is old garbage. You're seeing the Winklevi pump this crap. Guess what, guys? They're investors in a company that has a Zek treasury, right? And they've also been shilling Zek for a number of years as well because they hold it. Okay? That's number one. Number two, there was a whole bunch of rewards that went out right at the beginning. Number three, it is issued by a corporation, the Electric Coin Company. This is all, it's all fucking lies, and it's going to end really bad. The people who think that Bitcoiners, look, okay, 99.99% of everything I have is in Bitcoin. I haven't sold a single fucking sat for Zek, okay? Now, if I was actually scared, I was actually worried, don't you think I would have done that already? Like, of course not, because it's garbage. It's nonsense. I've already seen this play out. In a few months, you're going to watch these people are going to be gone. They're going to disappear. It's going to be over. They're going to have nothing to show for it. And here, if I can just, I'm going to show one last thing, okay? And I know that people don't like to buy into the charts, but look, I compare everything to BTC. And that way I don't have to argue. I don't have to sit there and waste my time digging up technical innuendo to try to beat somebody to the punch. Here you go. All right, we're going to take a look at Zek. All right, here's your 30-minute chart. Now let's zoom out to a month. Okay, guys, this is it. This is it. This is what you're being sold. You're being sold a dead shitcoin. Okay? It is dead. Two months ago, there wasn't even 3,000 transactions on the Zek network. I think that's like daily. Now all of a sudden it's like over 10 or 20K or something like that. It started the day that they started to shill it, guys. So look, if you're a new viewer to the channel and you're buying shit coins and you're listening to this stupid Zek nonsense, You're going to be very sorry. Okay. I'm not saying that this crap can't pump and dump, but what I'm saying is it is not Bitcoin. And the idea that Bitcoiners are leaving, okay, the idea that Bitcoiners are leaving to buy this crap is complete nonsense. We saw this play out in previous Bitcoin bull runs, in previous Bitcoin cycles, in previous epochs, whatever you want to call it, that makes you feel good. There's nothing new under the sun, guys. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I think I called it Bitcoin private, but you're right. I think it was Bitcoin dark or something like that. Yeah, and that's it. People were just stealing the coins. Anyways, it's just wild. Absolutely freaking wild. Okay. Anyways. Let's see what's next. Okay. So we all know Samurai, right? They got their sentences handed to them. This is a post from one of the developers' wives. Thank you to the 1,740 of you who have signed the petition to pardon my husband, Keon and Bill. Important, do not donate through the petition site, as those funds only go to change.org. If you wish to donate directly to our families, you can do so here. And guys, I'm not showing you this so that you necessarily donate or anything like that, but you may want to sign the petition at the very least. That I think is, I mean, I think that people, a lot of us don't necessarily, unfortunately, the prevalent behavior is, well, I'm not doing anything wrong or I'm not doing anything illegal, therefore I have nothing to hide. And of course I can appreciate that point of view, but in the grand scheme of things, that narrative is going to end up causing more harm than good, because it plants the idea that anybody who desires privacy, okay, as a right, somehow is an implied criminal, okay? And this is the very slippery slope of tyranny. And we're seeing it happen. We are absolutely seeing it happen. Crazy things. Like all of a sudden, right? Even something stupid like there was some comment about on Twitter that these gray like the gray icons they're not going to show their locations to avoid possible harassment and terrorist attacks and this and that. So all of a sudden we have a protected class that's emerging in social media. And I mean, of course, we have protected classes out in real life, right? We see this all the time. So, and not to mention the fact that law enforcement and military, of course, protect the government, right? They protect the state. So it's just a slippery slope. And even if you didn't get along with the Samurai guys or got into arguments with some of their supporters and stuff like that, this isn't about that, right? We need to zoom out and look at what this is really about. Okay, this is about personal freedom. This is about the right to privacy. Okay, so it's worth thinking about, right? It's worth putting our emotions aside and saying, you know what, that guy was a jerk to me. However, what's really important is being able to exert my personal freedom, and every single other person being able to exert their personal freedom as well. So, yeah. Anyways, yeah, fiat tech is the worst tech. It really is. It really is. It's the same shit over and over again. Anyways, guys, that's this episode. That's going to do it for us for this morning for Pleb Underground. Me and my receded hairline. We're going to go freaking do some errands and stuff. But guys, this evening, 8 p.m., it's going to be me. It's going to be Ulrich, Humble, Bitcoiner, and we're going to be talking a whole bunch of drama, a whole bunch of fun that's going on in Bitcoin. I hope that you're going to join us. And also, just like here, we do the live chat. So if you want to join into the conversation, you are more than welcome to. And yeah, guys, have a great rest of the day. I will see those of you that want to join us this evening, 8 p.m. Eastern time, streaming on Rumble, streaming on YouTube, streaming on Twitter, all the good stuff. What did Did I do another mandate? What's going on here? Anyways, all right, guys, have a great rest of the day. I'll catch you later.